Oh man, this is a critical Fantom update. Fantom head to court. Yes, Fantom will be in court tomorrow with a major final decision to be made on the multi-chain saga. I'm going to break down exactly what this means. Could this be bullish? Could this be bearish? What could it mean for the price action? We are seeing that even though we've got a muted market today here on a Sunday, Fantom is moving with a little bit of excitement. Yes, up 3.5% here today, and the market is now waiting to see whether Fantom can set an important precedent. Now, for those who aren't familiar, I will link up a video with my interview with Michael Kong, the CEO of Fantom. Go watch that. That was immediately after this multi-chain saga went down, and you'll get to know exactly what happened with this. A whole bunch of user funds got affected, and this was a real big blow for the Fantom ecosystem. Now, it's important to understand before I go into the details of the court. I made this very clear that from my point of view as an investor in Fantom, I felt like it was not Fantom's mistake. Now, I did mention at the time in numerous videos, including in the interview with Michael Kong, that there were many things that the foundation could have done better, starting with less reliance on multi-chain. But remember, multi-chain was a very popular bridge for many other blockchains as well, not just Fantom. Of course, it had a disproportionate effect on Fantom, which is why you saw Fantom took the hit in the price action back then when it happened. Now, important that Fantom has not just given up on user funds. They've not just sat back and said, hey, we're going to give up on this. They're going after the bridge. They're taking the bridge to court, and they want to get a hold of the assets that are left. So if you take a look here, Fantom Foundation has been granted an interlocutory non-final judgment against multi-chain with an assessment for damage hearing for 19th of February. That's tomorrow, 10 a.m. Singaporean time. Multi-chain will have 14 days, right? Once the judge jurisdicts over it. 14 days to pay the damage, which presumably they will not, is what this post will say. I believe Fantom can then put them into liquidation. And so the question then becomes, how much assets are you talking? And some people are trying to estimate kind of, what could be there. Some are saying, yes, at least 70 million left to liquidate, plus any assets that multi-chain have frozen in some of the centralized exchanges as well, which they can get a hold of. Either way, less so than this, being a patch over and completely reverting everything back and giving everybody their money back. It's a step towards doing so, right? It's a gesture. It's them trying their best to get the money back. Again, this was the bridge that got affected. This was not an issue. This was not an issue with Fantom itself, apart from the fact that they were so reliant on this one bridge. But you hope that Fantom take their lessons from that and move forward, which again, I put to Michael Kong in the interview, and they did say that they learned their lesson based on that. So now, we take a look at the price action and ask ourselves, where could this move, right? Where could this price action move? We're currently sitting at that 41 cents mark, and we're just bouncing here off the EMA ribbon, which is fantastic. But if you take a look at Fantom, ever since this day, take a look at this. Hold up. Do you want to learn how to trade? Then you need to jump into our Telegram community. Link is in the description. In our Telegram community, I share my altcoins. I share how I do my trade setups, how I do my stop losses and take profit, so you could learn to become a profitable trader. Check it out. Link is in the description. Take a look at this move here on Fantom. So if you take that there and you take this to the current price we're at right now, you're looking at 35% up here on Fantom just since the day in early January. Okay, so it's done really, really well here. It has been quite positive. But the question is, where could you head to from here? Well, if we zoom out on the daily chart, you can see, of course, we're in this kind of ascending channel. We need to be careful not to break to the downside of this ascending channel. But the next key level for us really is this 58 cents mark. And if Bitcoin can continue to keep ahead of steam, break through 52, work its way upwards, then I'll be looking at 58 cents for Fantom and then the 68 cents mark. Those are going to be the key levels for Fantom here. You can see on my daily chart, those are the levels marked out. It's also very important to understand that once this 68 cents mark is broken through, remember that's resistance from this peak here dating back to February, you then do have quite a steep climb. Remember when I said on Bitcoin that when the price falls and doesn't create any support on the way down, it just keeps bleeding all the way to the downside, it's very much easier to recover that price move to the upside. The same applies for altcoins, right? If you look at Fantom here, when it bled very, very quickly down here, which is why it was able to recover up towards that level quite quickly as well. So the question will be, once we get past 68 cents, I expect quite a big and quick recovery up towards the $1.13 territory. And that's going to be the very interesting move here on Fantom. And then, of course, the move up towards your all-time highs and then beyond. you guys know, if you're familiar with my price targets, that I've got some very, important price targets based on the Fibonacci's, which I use. And you guys can see, even if we just get back to the golden ratio here on Fantom, remember the golden ratio is this section here, the 0.618 level to the 0.65. That gives you $2.22 to $2.33 in Fantom. That's not even getting back to all-time highs. Crazy risk to return, right? If you're talking about this to get back to all-time highs, then you're talking about that $3.31 mark onwards, and then the Fibonacci golden extension price, the 1.618 level, gives you a $5.54 Fantom. And you guys know my view on Fantom has always been that the tech has been fantastic, right? The tech has been fantastic. Sometimes there's a little bit more to be desired from the marketing department. I think Andre Cronje has even come out earlier this year to say the same thing. Yeah, we're a bunch of engineers, we've not been so great at marketing, and I've always given them a pass on that, because I understood that great tech doesn't always come with great marketing, right? If you picture the kinds of people that are going to do amazing work in terms of breakthrough tech, they're a bunch of like nerds and geeks, right? Working on the laptop, cracking out some code. That's what you want. Andre Cronje is not going to come out like Andrew Tate and kind of entertain you, is he? No, he's going to be building code. So we always kind of understood that that's going to be the Achilles heel of Fantom. That's going to be the struggling point. But can they work on it? They've got a new marketing head now in terms, I think his name was Jonathan Epstein. Let's see what he brings in. Let's see what he brings in here on this bull market. But still, for me, Fantom sits here as hugely undervalued. That's my personal view. Now, of course, do your own research. Fantom, for me, sits here at 64 on the rank on CoinMarketCap, the 64th altcoin, sitting at $1.1 billion in market cap. And we've seen plenty of coins come and go way beyond $1 billion in market cap that have not got the history that Fantom has got, that has not got the tech Fantom has got, and has not had the durability and the uptime that Fantom has had also. So when you look at it like that, for me, the premise has not changed over the last 2 years. And I was proven right in the last cycle when Fantom ran all the way up to $3.31. And my view will be that $3.31 will be a long distant memory when this breaks to past $5 and beyond. I think once the market understands the tech, once they understand the durability, they understand the scalability and the fact that Fantom isn't going anywhere, I think that's when you'll start to see DeFi flood back. Remember, there's no DeFi right now on Fantom. The saving grace of Fantom, the reason it went so popular was the DeFi. There was $7 billion at the peak locked into amazing DeFi projects on Fantom. That's not currently in this market right now. That will come back into the market during the bull market. When you get your DeFi movement, people start looking for yield farming and airdrops. You'll see all the videos come up already. I want to airdrop this. I want to do some yield farming. I want to jump into this yield aggregator. When all that risky stuff starts to come back, which comes kind of deeper into the bull market, Fantom's going to come into its own. And we've seen that before, and I'm confident we will see that again. So important date tomorrow for Fantom. Will it lead the price to move up towards that 58 cents, up towards 68 cents mark? We'll take a look tomorrow at the judgment. Worst case, nothing happens, right? I don't think it's going to have a crazy dump tomorrow. You may see a little bit of a fall if there's some traders trading the activity, but the fact is they're going and trying to get money where most people assume that money's not coming back to the ecosystem. So it's a positive step for Fantom, spending on legal fees, going to court, and making sure that they're not a fool, right? They're trying their best to protect users' funds. I think that goes a long way to building trust from the dApp developers on the Fantom ecosystem, as well as the investors who are using those dApps as well. So there you have it, guys. There's an update on what's going on with Fantom here on a Sunday. If you appreciate these updates, even on a weekend like this, you've got to smash up the likes. Do not forget to subscribe. Make sure you're in our Telegram community, ijazcrypto.com/TG. That is where all the alpha is dropped in between these videos. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.